Welcome back to the Price of Business. I'm your host, Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business. And Carlton Staffing is a great company. We talk about it here on the program, and Annette Monks is a great leader for that company, and we're delighted to have her as a contributor on the Price of Business. And Annette, tell us a little bit about what Carlton Staffing does. And then I'd like you to go ahead and introduce your very first guest as a contributor on the Price of Business, which I think is awesome.
Perfect. Thank you, Kevin. Well, Carlton Staffing is a full-service staffing company, and we place temp to hire, and direct hire positions in the office and industrial capacities. And we also have a company called KTEK that does engineering and IT placement. And I'm thrilled today to introduce Allison Esenkova, who's the COO of the Greater Houston Women's Chamber of Commerce. Allison, thanks for joining me.
Thank you, Annette.
Tell us a little bit about that chamber.
Well, we're a nonprofit organization of highly influential and diverse women and men. We love to have men join us. And we're all about advocating for women and empowering women in business.
Tell us about how large it is. How big of an organization?
We are over 800 member companies now. So our reach actually is into the tens of thousands into corporate businesses in Houston, as well as small and medium-sized businesses.
Awesome. Annette?
I think you've been pretty excited about the growth there, too. Tell us about that.
Yes. So we are the fastest growing women's chamber in the United States, and we're currently being called upon internationally to help cities around the world establish women's chambers.
Wow, that's fantastic. And what do you attribute that growth? Obviously, Houston's a great town for business, but how do you attribute that type of growth for your particular organization?
For us, I think there are two key factors. One is our founder, Susan Dyson, who is brilliant, has 40 years in chamber experience, and really understands what it means to serve members well. And the second is actually this incredible network of women in Houston and our culture of helping each other and growing new women and growing young women and helping other women succeed.
Awesome. Annette?
And speaking of that, there are some programs that the Chamber offers to help women and children that'll help young women grow to be great businesswomen. You want to talk about that?
We do. We serve the entire pipeline of young girls to young women to executive women. We have a program called STEAMtown USA, which is for third grade girls in science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. We also have job shadowing at the middle school, high school, and college levels. We have a program called Spark, Igniting Young Leaders for young women in their careers. And then, of course, we have a board of directors that's quite impressive in Houston.
Give us your website real quick.
It is www.ghwcc.org.
One more time.
www.ghwcc.org.
Annette, go ahead.
And I know that you have lots of events as well. I attended the mayoral debate that you all had recently. That was fabulous. But do you have anything coming up pretty soon that you'd like to talk to us about?
We do. We have a workshop, a luncheon actually, with Carla Harris. She is an executive with Morgan Stanley and has published now 2 books. One is Expect to Win, and the second is Strategize to Win. And her whole concept is around sharing with young women in their careers the mistakes, maybe, if you put it that way, that she made, and helping them avoid some of those pitfalls and be highly successful.
Very good. Annette?
And finally, how does someone get involved in the Women's Chamber?
It is very easy. So you go to our website, come to one of our events. Most of our events are very easy to access. Our workshops are typically in the $10 to $15 range. Our luncheons are in the $65 to $75 range. And we have several free events as well, including coming up on October 6th, a B2B member orientation session where it is free and you can network with other women and learn more about our programs.
So where do you normally meet? Where are your venues, for your events?
That is a great question. We have realized we serve the entire 10-county region for Houston, the Greater Houston area. And we've realized that although we have a lot of our women living and working centrally, there are great and dynamic things happening in business around the city in the Sugar Land area, as well as in North Houston in the Woodlands and in the Galveston-Clear Lake area. And so now we bring our programs there as well. We have luncheons and events for women in all of those areas.
Annette, how familiar are you with the Chamber and this organization?
Well, I'm a member, and I'm part of another group called the Thought Leader Series, which is more executive level women who come together to, help each other with their businesses, and kind of a CEO roundtable, if you will, for executive women. And I've of course been to the events, and I think it's fabulous. Last year I was involved in the STEAM model program. I think they had a fashion show, and that was a lot of fun to do, and it was very rewarding. So lots of things there to do for everybody.
Why is it important for there to be a women's oriented or a woman, primary chamber?
I really appreciate that question. I would say that early in my career, I didn't really see the need for myself. And I reached my 30s and thought, well, maybe I need this, but I'm not sure, still didn't fit. And then I got into my 40s and realized that there really weren't a lot of women peers anymore, and started wondering why that was happening. And now what has compelled me, as well as other women executives in the group, is to help other women have at least the opportunity. So they may choose other paths, but we want all the young girls and the young women to understand that they can succeed to the extent that they'd like in their careers.
Annette?
Well, is there a mix of size of businesses that are important for you guys, or that you're targeting for the organization?
We welcome all sizes. We do have the advantage in being a powerhouse chamber of large corporations as our strong foundation, and that enables us to serve the smaller businesses. We have plenty of businesses that are 1 or 2 people in Houston, and then we have a lot of mid-sized companies as well.
Yeah. Talk about male involvement. You mentioned that men are members. How big of a percentage of that? I would assume it's relatively small, but
we have a few men on our board. We welcome more, and we actually, and I would encourage you, it's a highly advantageous position to be a male in a room of women.
And I know very few men who would argue with that. So that makes perfect sense. And that, before I have to wrap it up, final thoughts?
Well, really, just is there anything in the future that the Women's Chamber is looking toward as you grow?
Many things. One thing I'd like everyone to keep on their radar, we have 2 big signature events coming up toward the end of the year. One is our Hall of Fame in December, and the other is our No Limits Conference for women in the spring.
Very good. And then one in December, where will that be?
When will it be?
Where?
December 10th.
Where?
It will be at the Royal Sonesta.
Awesome. Okay, very cool. And I think it's fantastic. And that this was a great first interview for us to do with you. And I'm delighted that you brought her on. And as we wrap it up, I do want to mention again the websites, GHW.org is the website for the Women's Chamber. And then Carlton Staffing, CARTON, staffing.com. And great job.
Thank you so much, Kevin, and thanks, Allison, for joining us.
Thank you, Annette.
It was awesome. Yeah, I look forward to hearing more. Keep us posted. Keep me posted on upcoming events, or let Annette know so we can get the word out there. We'd love to let people know what you're doing.
Thank you.
All right, when we come back, much more for you. Do want to remind you, best content here can be found over there at usdailyreview.com. While there, like it on Facebook, follow on Twitter, and this is The Price of Business.